In 2020, JP Morgan paid $920 million, the largest fine in CFTC history, for manipulating silver prices. 2 traders went to prison, but the playbook didn't end. It evolved. I'm Julian Weber. In the next 4 minutes, I'll show you the 4 weapons banks use to control silver and why the playbook is finally breaking. Weapon 1, spoofing. Here's how it works. A trader places a massive buy order. The market sees it. Price ticks up. Then they cancel the fake order and sell at the higher price. JP Morgan did this hundreds of thousands of times over 8 years. It was an open strategy on the desk. Christian Truns, a trader who testified against his colleagues, told the jury, this was an open strategy on the desk, it wasn't hidden. Spoofing is now illegal, but the other 3 weapons, still perfectly legal. Weapon 2, leasing. This is where the paper game gets sophisticated. Banks lease silver from vaults, including metal supposedly backing ETFs, to traders who sell it short. The same metal gets counted twice. Artificial supply, suppressed prices. Normally, lease rates run around 0.3%. In October 2025, they spiked to 39%. Today, they're still around 8%, 16 times normal. That's not a functioning market. That's a shortage the paper system can't hide anymore. Now, weapon 3, margin manipulation. January 1980, silver hits $50. The Hunt brothers control 1/3 of global supply. COMEX responds with Silver Rule 7, restricting margin buying, then allowing liquidation orders only. Silver crashed from $50 to $11 in 2 months. Fast forward to January 2026. The CME shifts to percentage-based margins, 9% for silver. As prices rise, margin requirements automatically rise. Leveraged traders get squeezed out. In late December, a 30% margin hike triggered a 17% crash in days. Same playbook, 46 years later. Weapon 4, position control. For decades, banks have been net short silver on COMEX, always, without exception. Until now, the December 2025 bank participation report shows US banks are net long silver for the first time in recorded history. JP Morgan reportedly holds up to 750 million ounces of physical silver, the largest private stockpile in history. They went from the world's biggest short to the world's biggest long, while prices were suppressed. Now, here's why the playbook is breaking. COMEX registered inventory has fallen 70% since 2020. In January alone, 26% of remaining registered silver was withdrawn for delivery. China implemented export controls on January 1st, reclassifying silver as a strategic material. Only 44 firms can export. They control 60 to 70% of global refined supply. Physical silver in Asia traded at $130 when COMEX quoted 72. That divergence is unsustainable. The paper-to-physical ratio hit 356 to 1, 356 paper claims for every physical ounce. That only works if nobody asks for delivery. They're asking now. The banks know the playbook is breaking. That's why they flipped long. China knows. That's why they restricted exports. The CME knows. That's why they changed the margin rules. The only question is whether you know. I'm Julian Weber. This is the Aurelian Report. Subscribe for more deep research on precious metals and market structure.